All right, welcome back to The Buzz with me, Delano, right here on Relax Radio, currently going live on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page as well. If you haven't followed us yet on Facebook, simply search for Relax, RELAKS Radio on Facebook. And you can do the same for YouTube. Subscribe so that you can catch us whenever we go live right here on Relax Radio. And don't forget that we're available on the app as well. All right. Just search for Relax Radio on the App Store or the Play Store, and you can listen to us on demand. All right. Time for right now is exactly 5:30 p.m. It's Friday, the 19th of March, with the weekend just here. And well, like I said before, hope you had a really lovely week. If you didn't, make sure that you look at the positives of what you can take back from that really tough week you had, if you had a tough week. If you had a good week, well, be positive about it. You can carry that positivity into next week, face next week with a lot of positivity and a positive energy and a positive mindset. And I spoke to you earlier about having a positive workplace, creating a positive work culture and all of that. So hopefully you can use some of what I've said either as suggestions to your employers, or if you're an employer, you can use that and build and foster a better culture for your workforce, for your employees. All right. So my next topic is going to be mental well-being while staying at home. Now, with the COVID-19 pandemic, there are a lot of people who would prefer to just stay at home and ride it out. They would prefer to work at home most of the time, and prefer to do online shopping, get their groceries delivered to their house, and not go out as much, and probably only hang around with the closest family circles and whatnot. So if you're one of those people, here's a few tips on mental well-being while staying at home. Now, taking care of your mind as well as your body is really important if you're one of those people staying at home because of the COVID-19 pandemic. You're going to feel you probably will feel worried or anxious about your finances, your health, or those close to you. Probably you might be feeling bored, frustrated, or lonely, but it's important to remember that it's okay to feel this way, and everyone reacts differently to this situation. Remember, for most of us, these feelings are going to pass, all right? Staying at home probably will be difficult, but you're helping to protect yourself and others by doing it. For me personally, from up until last year in March to around, I can't remember. Well, that was a long period. That was quite a lot of period, quite a bit of a period where I stayed at home, and it was really getting to me. So remember, for most of us, these feelings are going to pass. Staying at home may be difficult, but you're helping to protect yourself and others by doing it. Even though restrictions have been lifted, you still could be a person who's cautious and who doesn't want to go out as much. So these are things you can do now to help you keep on top of your mental well-being and cope with how you may feel if you're one of those people who choose to stay at home instead of going out. So make sure you get further support if you feel you need it. All right, that is important. The government also has a wider guidance on staying at home as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The first point I want to bring to you is for you to check your employment and benefits rights. Okay, you may be worried about work and money while you have to stay at home, which probably could have a big effect on your mental health. Okay, so if you have not already, you might want to talk with your employer, find out about government support for businesses and self-employed people, and understand your sick pay and benefit rights, because knowing the details about what the COVID-19 outbreak means for you can reduce worry and help you feel more in control. So check your employment and benefits rights. That was the first point I wanted to bring to you. The second one was to plan practical things. You know, if you're unable to go to the shops, work out how you can get any household supplies you need. There's online shopping and whatnot these days. You could also try asking help from your neighbors or family friends, or find a delivery service. All right. Continuing accessing treatment and support for any existing physical and mental health problems where possible. And also let services know you're staying at home and discuss how to continue receiving support. Now, if you need regular medicine, you might be able to order repeat prescriptions by phone or online via a website or app. You can contact your GP and ask if they offer this. And you can also ask your pharmacy about getting your medicine delivered, or ask someone else to collect it for you. If you support or care for others, either in your home or by visiting them regularly, you need to think about who can help out while you are staying at home, and let your local authority know if you provide care or support someone you do not live with. And carers in the UK has further advice on creating a contingency plan as well. So find out those details from your local authority. The third point would be to stay connected with others. Now, this is important because maintaining healthy relationships with people you trust is important for your mental well-being. So think about ways to stay in touch with friends and family. There's plenty of ways on by a phone call, by a Zoom call, yeah, by Microsoft Teams call. There's so many ways, so many apps for messaging, video calls, and social media that you can keep in touch with your friends and family even while you're at home. And with all of these new apps that have bounced in over the last year or so because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it does bridge that gap to some extent. Even if you're talking to a relative of yours who's living in a foreign country, it still does bridge that gap. And it's nice, it's nice how technology has helped in that case. All right, so stay connected with others. That is very important for your mental well-being when you're staying at home. The fourth point would be to talk about your worries. It's normal to feel a bit worried, scared, or helpless about the current situation. Remember, it is okay for you to share your concerns with others you trust, and doing so will help you too, and help them too as well. So if you cannot speak to someone you know, or if doing so has not helped, there are plenty of helplines that you can try instead as well. So get online and search for some helplines which you can get in touch with. If that is the case, the fifth point would be to look after your body. Now, our physical health, it has a big impact on how we feel mentally. At times like these, it's probably easy for you to fall into unhealthy patterns of behavior that end up making you feel worse. Now, we're talking about several months of this, or probably a year of this whole pandemic situation. A lot of people have been at home for a long time, and we've let our physical health slide a little bit because we're at home all the time. We think, yeah, you know what? I don't really need to exercise that much. You don't feel that need to get your body moving and working out and whatnot, right? When you're at home. So that's not a good thing though, because if you're someone who's working from home right throughout, you need to look after your physical health. Because remember, physical well-being positively contributes towards your mental well-being. All right, so try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, drink enough water, exercise regularly, avoid smoking, drugs, or drinking too much of alcohol. And if you're staying at home, you could try exercising indoors, as there are a lot of free online classes. YouTube has got a plethora of stuff. All right, or you can try an easy 10-minute home workout. There's plenty of things online. You've got the resources for it, so go for it. Search for what you'd like to do and look after your body. The sixth point would be for you to stay on top of difficult feelings. Now, concern about the COVID coronavirus outbreak and your health is normal. However, some people may experience intense anxiety that can affect their day to day life. So, try to focus on the things that you can control, such as how you act, who you speak to, and where you get information from. It's fine to acknowledge that some things are outside of your control, but if constant thoughts about the situation are making you feel anxious or overwhelmed, then you need to try some ideas to help manage your anxiety. The seventh point would be do not stay glued to the news. Try to limit the time you spend watching, reading, or listening to coverage of the COVID outbreak, especially on social media. And think about turning off breaking news alerts on your phone, but be careful because certain breaking news alerts are very, very important that you might not want to miss out on. So, but if you feel that it's giving you anxiety, you could probably set it up with a friend, or you could set yourself a specific time to read updates, or limit yourself to check in a couple of times a day, and use trustworthy sources such as gov.uk or the NHS website, and fact check information from the news, social media, or other people. That is another important point. The next one would be to carry on things you enjoy. Now, if you're feeling worried, anxious, lonely, or low, we probably will want to stop the things we usually enjoy doing. All right. For an example, if I'm feeling low, now radio is something that I enjoy, that I love, right? But if I'm feeling low, there have been instances where I've been like, I don't really feel like I want to go on air and talk to people today because I'm not feeling that great in terms of my mental well-being, right? There have been instances like that, but that is something detrimental because you need to make an effort to focus on your favorite hobby or an activity if it is something that you can still do at home, or start a new hobby, read, write, do crosswords or jigsaws, bake, or try drawing and painting. Whatever it is, find something that works for you, that you enjoy doing. If you cannot think of anything you like doing, try learning something new at home. uh, there are lots of free tutorials and online courses, and you can still stay social at home by joining others online as well, like book clubs, pub quizzes, music concerts, online music concerts. Just a few clicks away, and a few things for you to try out to help you enjoy your stay at home, because you need to enjoy yourself, whatever it is that you're doing. even if you're staying at home and working, you need to still have some degree of enjoyment in order to keep your mental well-being in place, in check, and you keep yourself in a positive space. The next point would be take time to relax. This can help with difficult emotions and worries and improve our well-being. Relaxation techniques can also help deal with feelings of anxiety. So make sure you take time to relax. All right. And also, it's important, make sure you get good sleep. This is an important point which I need to drive home into my head as well, because for the last, again, year or so, I've been working from home most of the time. And that the fact that I've been working from home, I've been thinking, you know what, I'm at home most of the time. I'm just working from home. I can go sleep whenever I want. And I found that my sleep patterns have got messed up. And I've found that I'm not being getting regular sleep while being at home, while working from home. That's because of the fact that I keep thinking in the back of my head, I'm at home, I can go and sleep whenever I want to, right? But it never happens that way. So you got to keep those schedules, keep a schedule up, get yourself good sleep, because good quality sleep makes a big difference to how we feel, and it's important to get enough of it. So try to maintain your regular sleeping pattern and stick to good sleep practices. All right. There are plenty of things you can do and places to get more help and support if you're struggling with your mental health. And you can get online and check out the NHS website if you want to get more information. And if you're a parent or caregiver for a child or young person, Young Minds has guidance on talking to your child about coronavirus. The NHS mental health and well-being advice pages also have self-assessment, as well as audio guides and other tools you can use while staying at home. And they also have guidance and information to help others if someone you know is struggling with their mental health. Remember, it's quite common to experience short-lived physical symptoms when you're low or anxious, and some of these, like feeling hot or short of breath, could be confused with symptoms of COVID. If that happens, try to distract yourself. Okay, when you feel anxious, see if you still have the symptoms that worried you. If you're still concerned, you can check out the NHS website. So there you go. Those were a few points of what you could do to keep your mental well-being in a good place while you're staying at home. If you're one of those people who choose to stay at home, even though the restrictions have been lifted, I know you can move about a little bit freely than you could a few months ago, but still there would be people who are cautious with what's happening with this pandemic and would still want to stay at home and work from home and continue their lives from home. So it is important that your mental well-being is in a good place if you are one of those people who is staying at home and just trying to ride this whole thing out. Keep your mental well-being in a positive, good place so that you can be healthier and happier through this all right? So that was what I wanted to talk to you on this particular talk segment right here on Relax Radio. It is The Buzz with me, Delano. Short break right now for me.